I was introduced to a very fun, quirky guy from a mutual friend, Tom Frost III, and just where his heart was, I could tell he was such a good guy. And he said, I want to show you something. And he is the one who brought me up here. We toured the whole property, got to bring my dog. My dog had a blast, I had a blast. It's just so peaceful here to think this is a little oasis and a little piece of heaven right here, that families can come here and stick their toes in the water and walk around through the fields and enjoy the butterflies and listen to the birds, and then in 5 minutes be back at their homes. So I loved it. I fell in love with it immediately, and it fit where my boys' hearts were, so it was really important to me to find a way to be involved. I started the Will Smith Foundation based on an experience that Will had when he was 6 in Africa. And Will talking about the children in Zambia that didn't have things to play with like he did, his toys. He wanted to share with them. It just showed me his concern and his care for other kids. Will was a little old soul from the start. He wanted to go out and experience everything and learn how to hunt and fish and ride a horse. And we, being a ranching family, he was lucky enough to get to experience all those things. Both my boys were. Charlie was really interested in camping. His big thing, he became obsessed with having a teardrop trailer and having a small little space and being able to travel from place to place and enjoy parks and things like that. Charlie was a prime example of sometimes this society around you is hurtful, and I believe he retreated to nature to find some peace. But a lot of kids nowadays don't have that opportunity, even a park to go to. And I think this trend of bringing nature back and having more green space, having more parks, I think it's important really for our survival as human beings to learn to disconnect from all of the electronics and really go back to nature. A lot of kids nowadays, even kids from ranching families, don't have that, and especially in school. If you start them out understanding nature and being kind to each other and to nature and other animals and understanding what's around them, then I think you'll start raising some pretty amazing adults.
Yeah, I know, aren't they great?
The thing about the Cibolo Nature School here is that it's taking our kids back to what I grew up with, and that was having the opportunity to learn about animals and be out in nature, and kids don't get that in a classroom nowadays.
Yes, I understand that every life must
I'd heard a statistic recently that kids between this age, 3 and 5, pre-K, spend an average of 7 hours a day in front of some kind of screen and 7 minutes a day outside. I was horrified.
Oh, I'm a lucky man to count on both hands.
Honestly, I believe that we really learn from our children too. And how about our children teaching us what kind of bug this is, or what this bug eats, or what bird that is?
Stay with me.
A school like this, if we could start a trend where more cities, more little towns built these nature centers and schools attached to them, would help us maybe come back to what I appreciated before, and that is being out in nature and not having, the rush life that we have nowadays.
Under everything, just another human being.
It's easy to write a check. A lot of people can write a check. It takes money to build things and to keep things going. And giving has been healing for me, and I see so many people around me that have the means to give that haven't quite figured that out yet. But it's been 12 years now, and it saved my life. I don't know that I would be here if it wasn't for organizations like this that let me be a part of their program and help them nourish kids.
Oh, if I didn't, I'm a fool, you see. No one knows.
That's the selfish part for me, is that as a mom, all I ever thought about was I don't want my little boy to be forgotten. And A lot of people now that are in my life feel like they knew Will, because it's almost like he's channeling through me. The things that I'm doing, the things that I'm touching, the things that I'm, giving some nurturing to, are things he would have loved. So people understand, and I've always said, please don't give me credit for this, because I learned this from my son. This was his way, and I'm just carrying it forward because he's not here anymore. And that's why the things that are important to me are these things that are so basic, like getting back to nature and appreciating nature. And it's from the love of a child.
I'm a fool, you see. No one knows this more than me. As I come clean out. Nothing you would take, everything you gave.
Love you till I die, meet you on the other side.